Hey, welcome back to another episode of Weekend Tech. Today we're going to be looking at Snowpack, and so it's been a while since I've done some React, and I wanted to get back to it, and I was thinking what sort of templating tool I should use. I'm sure you've used Create React app if you've started doing some React, and it's a great tool to template out your apps. But the thing that kind of got me was it tends to get slower with larger applications. So I thought I'll set up an example app with Snowpack, and we'll use Rollup for bundling. And yeah, so let's get right into it. So if you've not used Snowpack, this is used for build during dev time. And the way it works is, rather than bundling your entire app whenever files change, even though bundlers use some caches, Snowpack compiles only file changes. So for every file that changes, it compiles only that file, and whenever this file is requested in the browser, it now that browser support modules, it only requests that specific file. So and if you want to look at how exactly it works, you can go to snowpack.dev and check out its details. So yeah, let's create a sample app with Snowpack, and we'll use Rollup for bundling. Alright, so let's create a Snowpack app. I'm going to be using PNPM for this. So we have create Snowpack app, the name of the app, which is hello world, and a template, which is snowpack/app template minimal, and I'm passing in the -- use pnpm switch to install the packages with pnpm. So we'll wait for that to finish, and once that is done, we can open up VS Code. So this was hello world, and so this is our fairly empty project. We have an index.html that is linking a CSS file, and there's a script tag called index.js. The CSS is fairly empty. The index.js is just a console log. And in our package.json, we have a couple of scripts. The starts the dev server for Snowpack. The build does a Snowpack build, and the Snowpack config, where we can change the behavior of Snowpack, is currently fairly empty. So let's do pnpm start, which will run Snowpack dev, and as you can see, it's really fast. So it started our dev server basically within an instant, and so that's our basic JavaScript app ready. Now we can install React and React DOM to set up our React project. So we have the packages installed. Let's create a component first. So we'll put this in src/components/banner.jsx. I'll show you an example with TypeScript, but for now let's just use JavaScript. So let's export a banner component and the message, which is the prop, and this will return a div with the message as hello from, and let's just use a template string to display the message. So that's our basic component ready. Now we can import React in our root and our entry point, and we can render the app that way. So here we can do React DOM dot render, and we need to pass the component to render. So the root component for this app, let's just pass the banner directly. Oops. And here let's just say hello from React, and we need to tell where to mount this. So let's just do document.getElementById. We haven't created this element yet. We'll do that. So we'll pass in app root as the element where this will be mounted. You see there are a couple of issues with formatting. That's because it's not JSX. Once we do that, you can just format this. I have not set up my formatter yet, so it's behaving a little bit weird. But right, that's basically it. If we go back to index HTML, I'm going to remove, let's write React Snowpack app, I guess. That's fine. And here we need a div, any element really, which has an ID of app root. Now let's try and start our dev server again. So the first time when it says building dependencies, that means it's building the React and React DOM. I forgot to import banner. So as you can see now, our app is running. So if we take a look at, oh, I don't have React installed in this profile. But if we install React from the web store, real quick, we can see the component hierarchy. Not sure if I'll probably have to restart the browser, right? Good. So if you go back to localhost 8080, here we can see there's a banner at the very top and there's a message. Oops. So our React app is basically set up. So now, and if you wanted to use TypeScript, all you have to do is just rename this to TSX, and Snowpack understands how to compile this and everything. And let's change something. Hello. Add some extra exclamations. Works well. You can add your typings and everything works fine. So now this works great for dev time, because it's still not bundled, and when you want to deploy this in production, you'll have to bundle this. So if I again start just to show how fast this was, this is fairly fast, so this is good enough for dev time. Now to bundle this, I have created a rollup config, which I have here. So if I start this, so this is a very basic app. This is just one component, and if you're not, you probably might have seen this already. This was on my Instagram story, but yeah, you can follow on Instagram if you want to keep, if you want to be updated. So yeah, I'll put the link in the description. So this is the template that we're working with, and if I show you the rollup config real quick. So, and obviously this is not comprehensive enough. There are a lot of things that still need to be added. Things like linting, all of this I'll set up as and when I'm using it. But the point is, I don't want to be tied down to create React app. So I've set up a basic rollup config that understands TSX and also does the bundling, does minification, uglification, allows for gzip, also writes reports about how large the bundle was. So this is our app. Now if I do a bundle, and the way I've set up is I have this script that does the bundling. If I do pnpm bundle, so it first deletes the bundle folder, does a rollup config, and then deletes some extra files. So if we go to the bundle now and do see how large it is, it's 60 KB, which is around what, 58 or 64 kilobytes, but yeah, that's good enough. And so the thing is, if I do a tree, not sure if I have, oh yeah, I have tree installed. So I'm doing gzip on the JavaScript. Now if I want to run this, and I'm sure you'll get this error. So if I do http server dot, what you'll see is if you open the web page, you'll see that the app doesn't work. That's because by default HTTP server doesn't serve gzip files. So what you have to do is pass a --gzip and then refresh, then it works. So that's a small little thing you need to remember. But yeah, that's a very quick video about how we can use Snowpack, and I'm using Rollup, but you could potentially use Webpack or ESBuild, which I'm hoping to do a video on, and improve your React workflow. So obviously, if you do npm start on a create React app, you'll lose almost half a minute. Some on large applications I've seen, so that saves you a lot of time. And the good thing about Snowpack is if you start and here, if I make a mistake, it shows you in line, and I think you saw it in the beginning what the error was, and you can fix it right away, and it gives you instant feedback about what you're doing. There's also hot module replacement, all of that good stuff. So yeah, this was a quick video on Snowpack and Rollup with React. Hopefully you like it, and yeah, be sure to give it a try, see how it works for you, and yeah, leave suggestions in the comments. So yeah, see you later.